Hey everyone, welcome to Rob's Car World. Today's top pick is a 1991 Camaro Z28 with the very limited production 1LE option. We'll get into that. It's one of just 478 produced, one of only 303 produced with a 5-speed transmission. It's extremely rare, but the question is it worth it? Let's check this car out. I found this car a little while ago on Craigslist. Kind of fun car, you know? It's a 1991 Camaro Z28 1LE. It's out in Westchester County, New York State. It's got 78,000 miles, too, and he's asking $38,000 for a Z28. Now, in 1991, the IROC was discontinued, so the only thing you had was the Z28. But the 1LE setup was started back in 1989, and it was on the IROC, so that made it even more desirable. So I think he's really missed the ballpark on this price. It doesn't stop us from going in there and trying to negotiate a different price on this car, but I think this car is worth probably $25,000, $23,000. So he's really off the mark. But that's my point of view. I've been wrong before. But so if you want to cut the legs off this person selling this car in a gentle way, because we don't want to be obnoxious, you know, I'm never that way, you can always put an offer in on this car. He only gives us 6 photos. As a matter of fact, the cover thumbnail on this video is not the car in question, so I never do that, but I had to do that with this one because I can't even show a photo on this car. But he shows 6 photos, and just checking out the photos real quick, car looks to be original. This car does not have air conditioning. That was one of the triggers. So if you went with the performance axle with no air conditioning at the dealer, it triggered the 1LE option. And again, this was the first year in 91 that the IROC was no longer available. So, but a very uncluttered engine bay, which is all part of the setup. Nice interior, nice exterior from what we can see. The photos aren't that great. You know, if you're going to ask for $38,000, take some better photos than your cell phone. And what's really interesting is that he shows the date of these photos, which was 2021. So these aren't even current photos. So there's a lot to be discussed on this one. You know, kind of like a buyer beware type thing. The photo doesn't look like Westchester County. It looks more like California. So another thing to be concerned about. But just using this car as an example, not saying that you should buy it, the 1LE package basically, to take advantage of the IROC coupe in the showroom stock sedan SECA, in 1989, they came out with a performance version. So if you basically, the RPO code 1LE was automatically triggered when you went with the G92 performance axle and you instructed your dealer that you didn't want air conditioning. So there's no air conditioning, there's no power windows. You know, that's where they got a lot of the lightweight. So basically what you did get was you had larger rotors with 2-piston aluminum calipers. You had an aluminum drive shaft, a special baffled fuel tank, you know, so when you're making turns, the gasoline, you know, kind of stays where it should be. And they had specific shock absorbers and stiffer suspension bushings. The fog lamps were deleted, and you know, no air conditioning, no power windows, and all that. And that's how they got the weight down reduction. In 1991, basically the 1LE package continued as previous years. But what's very important to note is that the engine is the same engine as what you would find in a regular Z28 Camaro in 1991. And right now you can find 1991 Z28 Camaros in a manual transmission, probably for about $18,000 to maybe $20,000 with a manual, and that would be on the high side, and maybe with less mileage as well. So the question is, what is that 1LE package worth for a performance axle without air conditioning, when you're really not getting a high performance car? It's not like a Mustang, a 2000 Mustang, a Cobra 2, a Cobra R that they made that had a bigger engine and definitely was meatier and all that stuff. This is just a performance axle that started when, I think, with police cars back then, when the California Highway Patrol was using these cars. So an interesting car, but there's a lot of other cars you can buy. You can buy this 1982 Camaro Z28 for $14,000. Even that's expensive, and this is an automatic, but you can have a lot of fun with any one of these generation Camaro Z28s. Kind of a lot of a fun, of a car to run around with. But yeah, $38,000 for an engine that's the same engine as a typical Z28, and not being an IROC. I'm thinking he's way past the ballpark on where this car should be priced at, and will probably be sitting for a little while. However, if you got $4 or $5 million in your car buying budget or bank account, and you can buy this car, yeah, I guess what's a mere $38,000 to add to your 16 car garage, So somebody may pull the trigger on it, and I'm sure if you put it on Bring a Trailer, it would probably bring $30,000, maybe even more, because that's how people are. But anyway, thanks very much for joining me. This car is an interesting one. You can find it on Craigslist. If you type in 1991 Camaro Z28 in Westchester County, New York, it will come popping at you. Please join us here on Rob's Car World. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and really important, just share this channel with friends that love cars. That's how we're growing this channel. So if you love cars and you like the content, thumbs up, and also please share with friends. Thanks very much. We'll see you again here on Rob's Car World. Till then, drive something fun. Take care.